Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I thought I'd find a really fun mod to enjoy myself a little bit, and what I've found is a mod for the Nurburgring. Now you guys know that the Nurburgring is one of my favourite tracks, but today we're going to do a video with a slight difference in that I have found a version of the Nurburgring where it tries to emulate an icy surface or a snow surface. So what I'm going to do is take my car, so my daily driver car, a Toyota GT86, out on track and see if I can make my way around without crashing, see if I can survive and test out my skills in the snow. So of course here in the UK we have that 1 week a year where it snows, and that's the point where everyone who doesn't have a rear-wheel drive car laughs at every single person that has a rear-wheel drive car in the UK. So those that own BMWs, sports cars, anything like that, just they don't get on very well. So hopefully around this lap I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks that I found while driving my car to make it through the snow as well. But before we do that, we are of course on the run up to Christmas, and I've set myself a target of 150 subscribers before Christmas. At the moment, at the time I'm recording this now, I'm at 140 subscribers, so thank you very much to everyone that has subscribed so far. I'm so close. So if you are enjoying these videos, if you like the content that I make, then don't forget to hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button, and of course the little bell notification as well, so that you guys know when I release a new video. Cool, so here we are in the car park, and we're going to head out onto track. And now I've turned the traction control and the ABS off. As you see, I'm already getting a little bit sideways, even just in the car park. This is probably gonna be my slowest lap of the Nurburgring whatsoever. Now, as I said in the intro, I do actually drive one of these cars, and I drive one of these cars all year round, regardless of the conditions. So it's definitely something. Oh, there we go. There's third gear. It's definitely something that's pretty essential to know if you drive a rear-wheel drive car, so any kind of BMW or stuff like that. And the first trick I use is to try and stay in as high a gear as possible. Now, if you go and speak to anybody that knows anything about driving, they will tell you that if you're in slippery conditions, the highest gear possible is definitely the best one to be in, because it slows the actual rotation, or slows the amount of torque being delivered to the ground, and minimises the amount of wheel slip. Now, as you can see, I'm still getting sideways, but I did hit, I think it was 120 kilometers an hour, so that's about 75 miles an hour heading up to that turn, which is nerve-wracking to say the least. Now, another thing to get used to, and it's quite difficult if you're just driving on the public road, is to get used to the car going sideways. And this kind of goes back to my drifting video I was released a few weeks ago, where I give you a few exercises to go through in with just stock Assetto Corsa content, just to get comfortable with getting the car sideways and just keeping the car under control. Now, I'm quite lucky. I've actually done a couple of skid pan sessions, so I'm fairly comfortable with the car going sideways, and I know what to do, how to make it do this. I'm actually kind of half deliberately provoking this car to get it sideways a little bit, but also, like, if I drive normally, then it does still get a little bit sideways. So knowing how to counter steer and the amount to kind of counter steer to keep the car under control is definitely something to consider. Now, also being able to recognise understeer, so recognising when you've got too much steering lock on. And understeer and oversteer, I don't know if it's something I need to go into in too much detail. Generally, if you play racing games, you understand what understeer and oversteer is. So if you literally just head into a corner, crank the wheel to one side, like, now let me see if I can demonstrate this. Now, I have got a little bit of a get out of jail free card, in that the still doing 60 miles an hour through this section, in that the grass isn't slippery. So The grass is behaving like the normal grass in Assetto Corsa, so if I hit the grass, I do actually gain a little bit of grip, which is quite handy. But there we go, there's 150 kilometers an hour, so I'm up to nearly 100 miles an hour. And then just nice and gently on the brakes, and just let the car roll through the corner. So let me see if I can get the car to understeer into this next section. So there we go. So there you go. You can see actually as I've turned in, I've completely got the wheel cranked over to one side, and I deliberately locked the front wheels there to kind of demonstrate that principle. Basically, if the front wheels lose grip, you need to take the steering angle back off to then grip the tyres back up again. Otherwise, you're just going to go straight on. But actually, this is far more civilized than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be sliding around all over the place. Now, I have done a little bit of practice. I did a kind of a half a lap just to kind of get my eye in and feel the conditions out. But even then, it was difficult, and I'm still heeling and towing. It's a habit now. And again, my heel and toe video, you can find. I'll actually pop a link up in the top corner to my heel and toe video. Oh. There we go, very sideways, and sling it back the other way. See if I can keep this drift going. There we go. And that's one of the reasons that I love this car in Assetto Corsa and in real life, is that it's so nicely balanced. It's so easy to sling this car around and recover it because it's so well balanced. Yeah, there we go. It's 120 kilometers an hour, so I'm doing about 70 miles an hour just into this corner. Now normally I would be absolutely flying through this section as the car just slips slightly sideways. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's understeer. Oh, come on. I hope you can see how much steering input I'm having to put in to kind of. There we go. There's more understeer, and I did exactly the wrong thing there, which was to keep adding a lock, just to kind of show you guys that, yeah, like you say, if you feel the wheel go light and you feel the front tyres not grip, it's just a case of getting off the gas and trying to just find a little bit of grip and just unwind the lock. So miss hit miss, which is going to be miss this time around, and a little bit of a slide on the way out, just to have a little bit of fun. So we're actually not doing too bad. We haven't had any major incidents so far. Bit of just going nice and gently through this section. Whee! There we go, nice and sideways, nice and oh, gearbox doesn't like me. You see all the crowds just going nuts as we go sideways. Now, of course, this would never be allowed in real life, and but it is kind of good fun, and this is fairly representative of conditions in Germany at the moment. But something else that I just did that oh, go on, up the hill, up the hill, up the hill, up the hill. Something else that I just did into Breitscheid, I think it's Breitscheid there. Oh, it's getting a bit of a tank slapper on as I was actually going onto the brakes and then coming off again, and that's basically because I've got the ABS turned off, just because well, I wanted to make it slightly more difficult for myself. I'm actually just allowing the wheels to grip back up again whilst I'm trying to slow down. So in a situation where you've not got a lot of grip, actually on this nice straight-ish section, I might show you, if I just nail the brakes, you can hear the car die, and there's absolutely no grip. I couldn't turn there even if I wanted to. It just immediately locks the brakes. So there we go, we're down into fourth gear now, and the car starts to roll. Now normally I'm absolutely flat out through this section, and Come on, there we go. 70 k's an hour, almost 60 miles an hour through this section, almost. But yeah, if you lock the wheels, then you have absolutely no steering, and that's kind of driving in the snow. It's very much about keeping control of the car. Now that sounds like a really obvious thing to say, but if you do something like, for example, locking the front wheels or spinning the back wheels, you start to lose control or lose the ability to influence the direction in which the car's going. Now, obviously, if you're as talented a driver as some of the kind of best drivers in the world, then you can just keep the car under control. And I'm not doing too bad of a job so far. There we go. I've made a couple of rookie errors, but hopefully this kind of shows you the principles of there we go, as the car starts to try and run away from me. That's exactly what I was talking about with just making sure that you're able to influence where the car's going. And I say influence because it is very much a kind of, there are situations where you're absolutely a passenger. So we'll get the car a little bit sideways through this section. There we go. Keep the car going, keep the car going, keep the keep the opposite lock on. There we go. Nice big drift. Now the carousel is going to be interesting. I don't know if I dare go through the carousel, but I guess I kind of have to for you guys, don't I? Just to see if I'm able to do it. So nice and slowly, let's just... Oh, bit sideways. And of course this is the problem with driving in icy conditions, is normally you have a bit of a moment like that and the back steps out and you can counter steer into it, but if the front doesn't grip, then you're just sliding sideways and you're a passenger. But I think the crux of what I'm trying to get to is what is just to kind of make sure that everything you're doing is nice and smooth. If you look at my pedals, then everything I'm doing, even if I'm on the brakes or the steering as well, I'm doing nice and gentle with it, being nice and slow. And just keeping the car moving, keeping the car moving in the right direction, and just trying to stay ahead of where the car's going. So if I feel the car start to slide, I need to be adding a bit of counter steering before it gets to the point where it's unrecoverable. And this is another thing I wanted to talk about, is just staying ahead of the car, listening to what the car's doing and feeling what the car's doing to kind of know what the next move is going to be. So for example, if you hear the revs start to rise but you don't start moving forward quicker, then again that's another section where I didn't really have any front grip, so I just had to be nice and gentle through there. There we go, there's a prime example of what I was talking about, of the revs rising and me not going any faster. It means that the back wheels are spinning, which means the back's going to start trying to step out. So there we go, YouTube corner. And of course drifting, they frown upon people drifting on the Nurburgring, but I think in these icy conditions they might let us off. Ooh, very sideways. This is the world's slowest drifting. I apologise to anyone that was expecting a high speed lap. I could have done this, oh, let's go in that gear. I could have done this in like a World Rally car or something, but to be honest, it would have been driving the Nurburgring slightly slower than I would do normally, whereas hopefully with this I can show you guys a little bit of kind of car control, and it's a bit more fun for me anyway, just trying to keep the car in a straight line and almost deliberately drifting. There we go, there's going to be our one token world's slowest crash. Oh no, that's first. So sometimes I don't get first gear with the Club Short Sports shifter. and I accidentally hit first. So here we go, away we go again through the second Flint's Garden. So, and what we'll do is we'll see what sort of speed we can get up down the Diltinghoa as well, and see if we can break our record of just over 100 miles an hour, as we're nearly at the end of the lap now, and that's actually not been too bad. We're 115 kilometers an hour, so nearly 70 miles an hour, and we just have to be very gentle on the steering as the car just steps sideways on me, and nice and calmly you just correct the car. And here we go, mini carousel. Let's see if she wants to step sideways on me again. Yep, a little bit of a drift. Oh, the gearbox hates me again. That's me just being a bit pants with the shifts. See if I can. Ooh, big slide onto the grass. Nearly there. Keep the car sideways and then see if we can straighten it up. Just see how much speed we can gain down the main straight. So there we go, we're up to 130 kilometers an hour. And normally this would be way quicker, but obviously we're spinning speed away. But there we go, there's 140 kilometers an hour. So just over 80, nearly 90 miles an hour as we head down the straight, and we just head back into the pit. So hopefully you guys have learned a little bit from this video, and I do implore you to go and check this out if you want to have a go at this. Go and download the ice surface for the Nurburgring. I'll pop the link to the mod in the description below, and there are quite a few fun World Rally cars to kind of download and have a go at this. If you want a slightly easier challenge than mine of getting the GT86 around the track, then you can take a four-wheel drive car out and it is a little bit easier. But that is all we have time for. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of my driving, thought of my my car control, and we'll hopefully see you again very, very soon.